Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the first episode of the season of the Premier League show.
I honestly thought we were still doing last season's, you know,
because Joe hasn't done the graphics. Oh well, you know, I'm sure they'll get round to it.
Well, no, but in all fairness, I think Joe's thinking is, well, hang on, if Everton can wear last season's away kit for the first game, then I can use last season's graphics.
There's another 19 teams out there.
So there you go.
And you know, there's no bias in this show whatsoever. Before we crack on with the results.
Oh yeah.
VAR is now in operation. VAR. I don't even know what you're doing.
I was going to do V, and then I could do the A, but then I thought I'll struggle with the R, but I suppose, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Let me ask you, before we go into it, what's your, out of anything that happened with VAR over the weekend, what's your number one standout thing? We should do this every week.
Oh, that's good.
VAR of the week.
Miller Hoyvit's not getting sent off.
Ooh.
No, it's not. It's not really, because when I'm seeing the game, he's looking at the ball. Yeah. It'll be the Sterling thing.
Yeah.
And I suppose by the letter of the law, it's right. He was offside, and we did it on the live, didn't we, earlier in the week, which is, you're right, that there has to be some kind of rule change, because it's...
But if you weren't watching the live show, because some of you might have been, let's clarify the situation.
I was going to get into it. It's the whole... The Sterling thing was the correct decision, because his shoulder was a millimetre offside or something. So by the letter of the law, rigidly, he's offside, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's offside, so it'll be ruled out.
Yeah.
But, like we were saying, and you were saying on the live show, they probably need to go into...
A margin of error.
Someone's point. We had the swing on it. I mean, that was literally about the election.
A margin of error.
No, the margin of error, wasn't it? It was... But I think you were right in saying when they do, like, at racing, or at, like, the Olympics and stuff, and the athletics, really, isn't it? When they're trying to do the photo finishes or whatever, they have a series of freeze frames, you know, to the millisecond of who crosses the line first. I just think the rule needs to be a little bit clearer.
I think the rule... I watched a video with Andy Gray going over it, and I think sometimes it's interesting that...
Still the best.
That's what I'm saying.
Still the best pundit.
Yeah, still the best analyst, because I think the point being is that sometimes when you get these analysts on TV, they fall into a trap of trying to reinvent the wheel. I think Andy Gray's still very, very good at what he does, and actually what he's good at actually is he's been around TV for a very long time as well. So he understands TV.
Double threat.
And what he said was on the Bein Sport clip was, he said, if you look at this frame by frame, you can break it down into about 5 or 6 parts, because that's how TV works. It's a series of photographs put together to make it like the flick book. Yeah. And he shows that in the clip of the pass coming in. I think it's by Silva. That the pass is in about 4 different stages. You could say that ball had left his foot at like 4 times, because of the frames.
Okay. Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And in a couple of them, Sterling is not offside.
And the ball's left his foot.
And he said it comes down to that video referee, very much like a producer, to decide which one of those is the ultimate time he left his foot.
Okay.
And he said that margin is far too small to say he's offside. So I think this is where the rule needs to be changed. The margin of error has to be bigger. It has to be. We've got to say that if that first frame he's not offside, and that last frame he is offside, we've got to say he's not offside. I think if the technology is so good that can get someone down to the finest margin, we have got to say then, let's give the benefit to the defender, because into the forward, because in real time you can't see that. And if you can't see it in real time, then we need to say there's got to be a margin of error and he's onside. For me, personally.
Yeah, I mean, I think the rules need to be changed anyway. I mean, I'd have it much clearer, to be honest. I'd just do it like they used to do, which is if party's in line with the defender, you're still onside. You're not offside. Okay. That's how I'd do it. So the linesman can even see it clearly. And I know, you know, that to me, that's how I'd do it. Because then I think they'd come to the decision a lot quicker. and everyone would know. Everyone would know. Being a part of your body slightly ahead of you, that to me is not. I mean, it is by the letter of the law. It's offside, but it's not offside because it's a millionth fraction of being offside, and everything's all about playing on. Football was about playing on the edges, wasn't it?
Well, Andy Gray then showed the clip of the second goal, the Sterling's second goal, which actually looked more offside.
And the thing he's walking out and it goes in.
And
was that his hat-trick goal?
It's the one where he puts it over and he lobs it.
Yeah.
And he shows that. And you can do the same thing with that. You can actually stop the frame, and there's part of the frame, one of the frames he's onside, and one of the frames he's offside. So it all comes down to where that VAR referee.
So for me then, to simplify that, if you're having to do that, he should be onside.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. You shouldn't be taking that frame by frame. You can't, because then that's simply that's not scientific then. I know what they're saying it's scientific and it's a straight line and you have those two lines drawn. That's great. But that still comes down to the assistant referee making a decision of which frame to use, and that also takes up time. Where really it shouldn't take up any time. If you change the rule, and like you just said, if any part of those bodies are in line, then he should be onside.
Definitely.
He should be onside.
Definitely.
Because what you're going to get then, strikers are going to be able to do that if they can time it right. The crossover.
The crossover. That was what good strikers did. That was what you were taught. Bend your run, make the crossover so because you're in the defender's eye line, he thinks he's got you, he knows where you are. If you do the cross right as he's stepping out, you're in. It's brilliant forward play. Now if you do that, but your fingernails ahead of it also, well, it wouldn't be the hand, but your shoulders slightly ahead, you're offside.
And this is going to be the one thing that puts people off, is that idea of that, because you see now, I was looking at Twitter when the Man City game was on, and there was a lot of people complaining about that goal, because that's a great goal. And the irony is, and this is the mad thing about offside, is that Sterling's offside, yet Gabriel Jesus is onside, and he's standing 4 yards offside. But by the way the law works, he's onside. It doesn't.
Old money, the flag had gone up and he'd have been off, even though Sterling was thinking.
It's mad.
Because it's whoever was you had to be behind the old rule.
And that's what I'm saying. But it comes down to the rule, not the technology.
Couldn't do that joke anymore, could he? Like, I don't understand the offside. And, like when they used to explain it to women.
I don't think anyone does.
No one.
But it's mad. It's just that's what doesn't make any sense about it. So I think that rule needs to be looked at. Otherwise we're gonna have. Well, it's this thing that people are talking about, aren't they? Saying that how can you celebrate goals now if everyone's having to wait? And I think we've championed VAR, but there is that element of it that I don't like. I don't like that.
I don't understand why it takes so long.
Well, what
I see I was watching MLS the other night. Goal scored. I had a replay within 3 seconds. Goal was fine. Goal given, not anomaly. Where it looked like it might have been tight, they looked at it, everyone was celebrating, it didn't stop. Now, if you're going to start doing millimetres off shoulders, then you're going to be, the only way you're going to ever be able to celebrate a goal is if it's a 30-yard drive into the top corner. Because you think, well, he's not offside. Because all the nonsense in between doesn't account anymore.
Well, there's that whole thing as well of checking every goal. I don't like that, because that, I know people will say, well, you need to get it right, and there will be some that you might find something in, but that just takes away that spontaneity of scoring a goal.
You want to keep the things that are good in football, and the emotion is good. I love goal line technology. You know, there's no grey areas with it. Some might say there is with millimetres the way the ball is, but in general, the law's there, and the referee's arm doesn't buzz, it hasn't gone over the line, and so we know that, and everyone accepts that. And we're fine with that kind of thing. But with VAR, and I am a proper support. We are both pro it, but they do need to clean it up a bit and just go, hang on a sec, we are starting to mess with it too much here. Need to look at it, and if you look at it and go, right, 1 frame, 2 frame, nah, he's not offside, it's a goal. Last year in the Cups, I know there was some problems, but in general, did they do this much detail?
No.
Which is nonsense then.
But it is faster. The one so far...
They've cleaned it up so it's a bit quicker, but if you're having to... I just think if I was sat in that room and I was assessing it, I should be able to just look and go, there's the ball, is he onside? Yeah, go. But if you look at it, first of all, you go, he looks off.
Some of the rules need to be looked at. But then some of them have been quite good. I thought the Man City getting the penalty retaken was really good, and it was given. It was given because Dingo would encroach.
Declan likes encroach, but it's only the fact he cleared the ball.
Yeah.
If he wouldn't have touched it.
But I think that's quite good.
No, it's good.
I think that's good because that's.
And they told him as well.
Yeah, I think that's good. He
didn't look as shocked as when that fella woke him up on his holiday.
No, he didn't.
He go.
That was quite a positive. So that's a positive. What about the Wolves one? The Wolves goal that was disallowed?
I haven't seen that one. Okay, it was the only game I didn't see was Wolves. It was Wolves Leicester.
So it was a ball into the box.
Yeah.
Connor Cody.
Yeah.
Heads it onto his own player. I think it was. Right. I think it was Connor Cody. And when he heads it into him, it hits him on the arm.
Yeah.
And then drops. And I think it's what's his name?
Oh, the Donker.
The Donker. He sweeps it in.
Nice.
They all run away. They're all celebrating. And then the ref. Then it gets. And this little thing. And then it goes to the centre spot. And then the ref's getting it checked. I don't know why it goes to the centre spot. Ref's getting it checked, and then he does the old and disallows it. Connor Cody afterwards was hilarious, like proper full Gerrard.
Was he?
Oh, I don't understand why it's being disallowed. I don't understand. I know, but he was like, but all I'm saying was like, Carragher speaking, but Gerrard moaning. He was proper like, there's all excitement out of the game.
Well, they will.
And then he was saying, and then the manager's saying, like, we can't, he talks worst. We can't have this. Yeah, he's like the worst one, isn't he? He was like, well, it's taking. He was like, they're saying they're taking the spontaneity out, and fans won't be able to celebrate anymore and all this. But you'll always celebrate. But if a goal gets disallowed, it was handball by the new laws. It hits him on the arm, and it sits.
What game was I watching?
It sits nicely for the player.
I was watching Spurs Villa. Did you see that handball? And he didn't give it in the wall. I think he jumped up and hit him on the hand, and he'd done it again, and went, that's a penalty. And he didn't give it. And he was like, by the new law, that is a penalty. He jumped up with his arm out. It was a penalty, money as well.
I watched Ref Watch on Sky, and they asked what's his name, and he basically said, well, no, because
Gallagher.
They said because it's a free kick, and because he jumps with his arms by his side.
His arms out though.
No, I know, but this is the problem, isn't it? We're all gonna have to be re-educated, aren't we, on it all? But that's the problem. They haven't I've seen like video with sharing and things like that, but they're not educating people. They need to educate people on what is. Like I went to the Carragher thing with Neville last week, and he said they'd done a day there and had gone through it, and so they've got to understand it so that when they do the TV, they can say, well, they don't look stupid by saying something is something. But they've got to educate everybody, because this is the problem when
how's that not on ball?
Well, because I think it might not be on ball because there's different moments in the game. So handball, right? Handball, any handball that leads to a goal, it will be completely disallowed.
Yeah, no, we know that.
But any handball where it hits a defender isn't always handball. I know, but this is what I'm not here to defend.
No, I know you're not. I'm saying.
Or saying what I'm saying is this is where we have to educate people on what the rules are now.
But there was the whole thing of if it hits your hand in the box, it's a penalty, regardless.
Well, no, that's not fact.
And they've not done that.
That's not a fact. There's one on Saturday for us. It hit Chambers on the arm. Now it gets smacked at him and it glances off his arm like that. Now is that a penalty? No, it's not. Of course it's not.
No, but if he jumps with his arm and it's his hand, that'd give a penalty.
But what they're saying about that free kick was he jumps and his arms are by his side and it just happened to hit his arm. No, I know, but he jumps and he's like that. So
but stopping the route of the ball.
No, I know, but if he's not jumping with his arm up in the air, then it's the same as the Seamus Coleman one. No, I know, but that's what they need to do. They need to educate people, because people come out after the game. Connor Cody, when the goal gets this lad, was going mad, fuming. It's like, but that's the law, lad. You know what the laws are now. You should know. And they can come out afterwards. But don't forget, these teams voted for this.
Yeah.
They all voted for it. So, I thought it worked pretty well. It just needs to be, like we're saying, maybe rules need to be looked at, because you don't need them to be so precise now because of the technology. I thought I thought the best bit for me, the moment for VAR with me, was at Old Trafford, where because they don't have a big screen, they have a woman announcing it, and oh my god, it was like the female Terminator. It was like, VAR in operation. VAR has given this decision, and like, that's what happened.
I think they need to get a big scoreboard somewhere, United.
Just like a virtual one.
Why don't they have it?
There's nowhere to put it, is there? There's nowhere to, same with Anfield, completely enclosed, and they haven't got anywhere, they haven't got a place high enough.
Well, they could have it running around the thing, then VAR check in the advertising board, surely, because all you're doing is relaying information, not showing the thing again, are you? It's just to go VAR check in progress and goal on.
But I thought it worked pretty well. There's just
and the other thing is it'll get better, won't it? It'll get you'd hope it'll get better. It'll try.
They've got it quite quick already. They don't generally go to screens. Only anyone went to a screen.
No, which was
it's all in the air, which is what we call for.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think they just need to look at that offside and look for the margin.
Decide what they're gonna do.
I just thought, as I said, I thought the Andy Gray thing was absolutely spot on, frame by frame.
Well, he is. He's like you said, he's by far the best. And there's no one could even get near him. Carragher and Neville aren't bad, but they're nowhere near his level. Nowhere near his level. Whether you like him or you don't. So as an analyst, he's fantastic. The hairy arms I can't. But there you go.
I'm trying to think if there was any other moments. There wasn't really. There was a couple of, like you said, the one Bernard, and there was one.
What did you think of the Bernard one?
I didn't think it was a. I thought it was a booking.
They were looking at the ball, but he doesn't have catch.
He does catch him. I thought it was a booking because it's a booking in the same way as Snarland's a booking. Is Snarland trying to hit him for the second one? No.
9 fouls.
No, I know. Also on the Snarland one, for the first one, descent. Sin bin. On that one.
Should be.
Yeah. Should be a sin bin.
Not a booking.
No. Descent should be a 10-minute sin bin.
Yeah. Punish your team there.
And then, and it doesn't. Stop. And then you go off for 10 minutes. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
For me. But
what did you make of that? Because obviously you didn't do the final word, which some people weren't happy with.
I was.
But he will be. He won't be missing anymore. I can assure you. Well, he will when he's away, obviously. What did you make of the Schneiderlin reaction to the first booking?
It was pathetic.
Ridiculous, wasn't it?
The lad goes down.
He did make a meal of it.
He made a meal of it, but
you can't react like that.
You can't,
because you're making the referee's job easy. He wouldn't have had an easier booking. And he's terrible in, by the way, anyway. But he wouldn't have had an easier booking. He won't have an easier booking all season, I don't think, than that, because it was just ridiculous. Do it once and go and scream to yourself and walk away, but to just, I know he was frustrated, but it's just
grow up.
Anyway.
The runs up for some reason started the ball rolling Friday night.
Why wouldn't Sky put the darlings on?
Yeah, they beat Norwich 4-1. Norwich apparently played alright.
Yeah.
Didn't watch any of it. But apparently played alright, but Liverpool being Liverpool. I mean, for them and City, for them too, they're both well-oiled machines, aren't they? And I think for everyone else, it's you've got to get into the process, you've got to get new players in. Liverpool and Man City haven't really bought too many players. Well, City have bought Rodri really, and you know they bought the right back as well, who Gary Neville said it will never defend ever.
Pitt said that. Great going forward.
He doesn't defend. He said he had him at Valencia. He said him and Andre Gomez were the two potential world-class players he had. So and Liverpool haven't really bought anyone. So for them it's just continuing, isn't it? And they did what they do brilliantly on Friday night, which is just score goals, look quite solid at the back, even though apparently they weren't solid at the back. And I mean the positive is the goalie done his leg. That's a tremendous positive. It's a big boost. Manchester Evening News could have run a story, but they decided not to because there's an element of class there, whereas in other publications there isn't elements of class when opposition players get injured.
Berserk. Especially when the opposition player got injured because the Liverpool player injured him as well. Norwich, the game kicked off, Norwich dominated, Liverpool broke own goal 1-0.
Yeah.
Game kicked off, Norwich dominated, Liverpool broke 2-0. Norwich missed some sitters. Every time Liverpool went forward, they scored. The third goal was embarrassing. The defender was in Van Dijk's goal was embarrassing. He didn't even jump. Josh coming, he just put it down, crawling goal. It was disgraceful. Went under his legs. And the fourth goal, They just let Alexander-Arnold cross the ball and everyone just left Origi on his own to head it in. And Norwich defending like that won't help them.
No, but
offensively they look quite exciting.
But what I would say about Norwich is I've seen a lot of people, writing them off. You can't write them off after one game. You can't. Teams lane.
I can write them off.
All right, well, you
for the simple reason that they haven't spent any money.
They haven't bought. But I think sometimes going away and seeing all your failings in one go can focus you and see what you need to. But it's down on the coach, it's down on the players they've got. Like you've just said, they didn't buy, so it's a case of, well, can those players learn? Well, they have to learn, and But I'm not writing them off straight away. I think
Pucky took his goal well.
It was a great little finish, yeah. Moving on to Saturday, West Ham at home against Man City, which looks a tricky game on paper. It wasn't. On grass, it wasn't a tricky affair. What I thought was hilarious, I know we spoke about the VAR and stuff, but what I thought was hilarious was people coming off the back of this, and I've seen that lad who goes on West Ham Fan TV, that absolute bellend, basically going, it's getting boring now, it's uncompetitive. It's, no lads, you're just shite. Your team are just shite, and they're boss, right? But I don't think I've ever heard anyone else call a team that has won the league a couple of times, that they're running away with it and there's no point in the league. What made me laugh was he said it was like the Bundesliga. Well, the Bundesliga had more points than the Premier League had between the top teams last season. City won the league by a point. Bayern Munich only won it by, I think, 3. So,
and after Dortmund had spunked it.
And that's still quite close, isn't it? So, but I've seen a few people write it saying City are boring. I mean, if that's boring, then give me a boring life.
You say it's boring because you can't get near them.
Yeah.
So it's an easy way to class it. It's boring. It's a derogatory thing to go, what's the point? What's the point with City and blah, blah, blah. But City were brilliant. West Ham spent a lot of money this summer. When they brought Sepp Haller in. And anyone, I tweeted this on Saturday or Sunday, anyone ripping Yubamon for his performance for Everton, go and watch the fella who a lot of people were cry-arsing over the fact we didn't buy him. He was shocking for West Ham. Seen someone say he thought he was good. Oh, mate, don't sit by me in the match. He was absolutely terrible. But he's a good player, so he will get up to speed. In a few weeks he'll be sound, the same as Gabam. But City were just too good. West Ham played into their hands almost. I mean, don't forget, Ederson made an important save at 2-0, which might have give West Ham a foothold back in the game. The biggest thing you have to do is keep your discipline. West Ham aren't disciplined. That manager, I know some people like him. I think he's bang. I think he's fucking shite, to be honest. Pellegrini, I do. Sorry, I know he was great. He was good for Villarreal and all that, but he went to City, had the keys to the kingdom, and they were shit under him. They'd done enough to win, but they should have been way better than they were under him. And he's gone to West Ham, and alright, they play some nice football sometimes, but they don't ever know how to dig in. They still don't know it. And when that game went 2-0, day one, you should just be going, right, it's 2-0, let's dig in now and not get a chasing. The goal dish, that could have been 6. Goal dish, like, give a penalty away. Well, I wouldn't, but by saying all that, I wouldn't write West Ham off either.
No, but that's not the
playing the champions.
But that's not the question, is it? The question is people saying Man City are boring is just it's an outrageous statement.
But the narrative comes from the RS. That's where the narrative comes from, because they couldn't get near to them and fucking bought it, and they've done, even though 1.3 billion I think we're in now, or 1.4 billion, they still haven't.
But I didn't hear anyone say Liverpool were boring for beating Norwich 4-1.
No, they won't. It's because they never won the league. It's this thing that people look and go, City are untouchable. Well, City are brilliant, but then in that Charity Shield the week before, Liverpool could have won. It was a good battle. What I like about Man City, well, what I love about Man City is, first of all, I love Sterling. I think he's absolutely an incredible human being, an incredible footballer for the way he's evolved, and I love the fact that he left them to win stuff, and he does, and he's boss. But I also love the fact that they are that well drilled, and when you watch All or Nothing with them, you see why they're so well drilled. You see him when he's giving it all out to players and all that, but they do. You said it before, They're a well-oiled machine, and they're that good at what they do. They're that good the way they play that when it clicks, you can't get near them. Did everybody say Barcelona? Well, some people did say Barcelona were boring. Actually, that's just another way of saying they're too good. They're brilliant at what they do, and we can't get near them. So you try to totally devalue it by going fucking boring. All the money they spend, it's this, it's that, it's the other. It's because he's built this way of playing. Come from Cruyff, and we've gone through this many times, haven't we? But he's built Manchester City into like Barcelona. They know everything they do. It works brilliantly, and they get on with it.
Boring would be if they'd gone out in the summer and bought Neymar and Messi and Ronaldo or whoever the best players are in the world.
And just
boring's not, they bought Rodri in, and
they won't win 5-0 every week.
No, of course,
because other teams will dig in. Leicester won't surrender the way West Ham did, and Wolves won't, and we won't, and people will dig in, and people will smack them, give them a few challenges, and they'll mix it up. And they're a great side. West Ham can say it's boring all he want, but if they'd have just hung on in there, it might have ended 2-0 or 3-0, and you'd, it is. And it was day one. Yeah. And you've just said before, they're that good, those two teams, that they're ready to go with their players. Whereas, like I said, in 6 weeks, West Ham might run them a lot closer.
Didn't West Ham lose their first 4 last season or first 3?
Yeah.
So it takes time sometimes, and some people are better starters than others. It's just you just wouldn't. I remember when we got beat 6-1 by Arsenal first game of the season at Goodison.
No one said that Arsenal were boring, did they?
No, they didn't. But it's narratives, isn't it? Narratives for some people have decided they don't like, that and want the familiar people at the top. So, fantastic win for Man City. I just thought it was hilarious that they got themselves back top of the league straight away. Sheffield United went to Bournemouth, their first Premier League game, got a 1-1 draw. Billy Sharp scored, hometown hero, absolutely brilliant.
Only just come on as well.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
They were really good. Sheffield United played really well. They had I think it was Boric in goal, or was it Boric? Yeah, it was Boric, I think. Made some great saves. They were really good. And they defended well. Billings almost scored a cracker for Bournemouth, to be fair. I think Henderson was in goal for Sheffield United, made a great save. But they had a few chances early on as well. And McGoldrick up front for Sheffield United could have got himself a couple of goals. Played a nice way of playing. Got Chris Wilder, who's a big Sheffield United fan. So it was a great moment for him, and obviously for Billy Sharp to come off the bench and sweep home the equaliser.
Again, first game of the season, and we'll talk more about some of the other results.
Jags didn't get on.
Did he not? But that's that's first game of the season for you though, isn't it? All the optimism, everyone's in a good mood, players are not fully at teams and players are not fully at it, and
Sharp give it the full Barkley at Bournemouth as well. In with all the crowd.
To see that,
and they hung on though. That's the difference.
Yeah, they hung on. Obviously Everton went to Palace and 2-0. Burnley 3-0 winners at home to Southampton, which I thought was one of the big opening day. You always get these every, we're all like, oh, what can they do? But every first home game of the season, you always get these big results. I mean, was it the season before Huddersfield went to Palace and won 3-0, didn't he? Absolutely battered them, and you do get these.
Brightened it up.
You do get these results.
The Burnley Southampton game was a bit of a weird one, because Southampton, it was like quite an even game, and then they got a couple of goals in quick succession. Ashley Barnes.
I think Southampton.
There was an interesting one. Sorry, just before we go on, in that Burnley Southampton game, a long ball, and Barnes is running with Vestergaard. I think it might. Oh no, is it Callum Chambers? Was it Chambers? Chambers slips, and they roll it across, and it's 1-0. But they go to VAR. When they went back to VAR, Barnes was offside when the ball.
He didn't go to VAR. He just.
Oh no, it was that linesman give it. But when they done the VAR check, he was right anyway. The linesman seen it brilliantly, and all the crowd were going. And he's normally shite. But he gave a great decision when you watched it again. He was offside, and then he was.
Humans, they've still got their day. They've still got it, those humans.
But Burnley done well, and.
Do you think Southampton got goals in them? Is this one of the worries?
They just sold Charlie Austin.
Yeah, to West Brom. That is hair blonde away though.
Yeah, not bad. I don't know.
That'd be an interesting one.
They're exciting in terms of like the likes of.
Are they exciting?
I don't know. I mean, I'm massively trying.
I think you've done the Sky thing there.
They've got the likes of Redmond, who I like. He's quite bright, and they've got obviously Ralph.
But that was their thing, though. they didn't bring anyone in really apart from Che Adams, and the fact that Redmond signed a new contract was sort of like their big thing, and it was that's when I think you've got to be slightly worried.
The hoping Che Adams can do what he did for Birmingham, and obviously the Premier League is massively different.
It's only the first game of the season, but that's a great win for Burnley. You know,
good start.
You know, they'll. I think if they can get back to what they were doing 2 seasons ago, then they'll finish comfortably mid-table. Last season
they gave up some chances, though.
Well, they will. Of course, they will. But scoring 3 at home, and you know, Watford at home, Brighton 3-0. Again, credible result. Graham Potter's first game. I think a couple of the goals were scored by new signings as well. So,
well, Andoni was on loan, but he's permanent now. He scored. Yeah, the third one was I won't forget his name, but he was a new signing.
Yeah, I mean, so technically, I'm right.
Yeah. Well, Andoni they had last year.
So obviously, Decore got an own goal, but again, first game of the season going to somewhere like Watford, who did a decent home record last season. Obviously, had a good season.
Scored that third goal.
Okay, you do that. Had a good Watford for them had a good season. You know, finishing in the. Did he finish top half? Or was it 11th?
11th.
And got to a cup final, even though they got completely embarrassed by in cup final. But that's a good season for them. But to go down 3-0 first game of the season.
The whole Decore thing changed it, didn't it? It was quite even up until that point. Brighton were playing it slightly different way under Graham Potter. Not slightly different way, a massively.
Well, I thought they'd. I mean, I know it's the first game, but if you look at Brighton and what they did last season, scoring goals.
Neil Maupay scored.
Scoring goals would be the major problem for Brighton. It was last season, but if they're more attacking, then they're gonna. But then that leaves obviously they were built on the back four and trying to defend, but obviously.
Well, Dunk stayed, didn't he? If Dunk had gone, they got Dunk and Toffee who were
So what I mean is that if you're playing just to defend, but you only just sort of stay up by 2 or 3 points, there's no reason not to change the philosophy, is it really?
But Graham Potter's an attacking manager, and so he's gone in there. Obviously, you know, they played a slightly different way, and they got the goal. You know, a good bit of play come across. Decore sticks a leg out, and it's 1-0. And then from them, Watford had chances, but so did Brighton, and then obviously Andoni slides one in for 2-0, and then Ben Foster, well, he was due for the third goal, I'll never know. One full triangle on FIFA, came out and missed the ball, and the lad Morpay ran round him and knocked it in. But it was a great win for Brighton. Watford will be alright, because they've got...
Of course they will.
They've got physical, strong...
What I do find interesting now, if you look at all the teams in the Premier League now, you know, Liverpool, Norwich, West Ham to extent, City, Bournemouth, Sheffield United, Everton, Southampton, Brighton, Spurs, Villa, Arsenal, Man United, Leicester and Wolves will all got managers who want to play football. Do you know what I mean? Like we're going away from these managers.
Tony Pulis and Sam Allardyce.
Really, there's only sort of really left now. I mean, I don't know what Lampard's going to play, honestly. I mean, he will be attacking by the nature.
Lampard is an attacking manager.
But by the nature of his play...
Whether he does it, I don't know.
So we've got Bruce and... Dyche and Tingua Palace. Roy. And...
That's
the Watford coaches
Gracia.
I
don't think he's a negative.
No.
He's a cautious manager, but I don't think.
So really, we've only got like 3 left, and everyone else. So that's going to leave the Premier League to be a very attacking league this season.
It's good though, isn't it?
No, it's good. It's good. And it's gonna. So
but aren't we going to see that though? Because most of those managers you've just named there are young. Really, I mean.
A lot of them are.
Klopp's probably like one of the elder statesmen. He's only about 54.
87 years, Klopp. He does really well on the Nivea.
Just blags.
Drinks Nivea.
It's all of the thing, yeah. He's what, 53, 54, something like that. Chris Wilder's, I think, is in his 50s. So most of the other managers, Pellegrini's like 106. There's no doubt he gets electrocuted before he goes into work, because he's that, he looks like that anyway. He's probably only like 43, but he's an attacking manager. So most of the managers are young and up and coming, so therefore we're probably going to see this trend continue now, because all the coaches, like the likes of Graham Potter, is he 36 or 37 or something, really young. So a lot of coaches that are getting taught now will be attack minded coaches. The old long ball thing and trying to, you know, Don Howe way of playing football from years ago has gone out the door.
We might not see, like, we know you mentioned it before, West Ham, we mightn't see those performances now where people got digging. We might see people going
just getting hammered.
Because really, there was times, you know, when we played Spurs last season at home, we should have shut it, but we didn't. So we stayed open. So it'll be interesting to see how much more we see of that.
Are you happier with that? Would you rather Everton?
No, we're getting battered by Spurs at home. Just dig in, just get out the game and have I'll have a mumble about the way we conceded goals, not the fact that we conceded 6. You know, I'm quite happy to say we were crap today, but at least it wasn't 6. I don't want to sit there and go, but it was 6. Because then you do get beat by 5s. Because then the day, goal difference is a big thing.
Yeah.
You know, lick your wounds and just go. You know. That's just Spurs played Aston Villa. Aston Villa back in the big time, and for a good portion of this game looked very comfortable. They took the lead through John McGinn. I thought it was a 5-year deal. Horrendous defending, by the way.
They were wide open. There was 2 bits of horrendous defending. They were wide open to put him in, and then the second one, he went sliding past them for literally no reason. Alderweireld threw the foot and just went full on sliding. He only needed this shade on. McGinn even went, fuck are you going? And then just bobbled it in. And then they could have gone soon enough. Trezeguet had the same thing again. They were wide open, split him through, and he couldn't quite get a shot. Well, he did get a shot, but it was a powder puff shot. Then Spurs huffed and puffed, and Villa were quite comfortable. You know, they worked hard, they pressed well.
But class showed in the end, I think.
Well,
just those moments.
Yeah, Spurs upped it second half. So Sissoko, if the kid could shoot straight, it'd be alright. He had a glorious chance on the far post and he hit it out for a throw-in. He had the whole goal. Tom Eaton then made a couple of absolutely brilliant saves, but then Ndombele smashes one in from the edge of the box, and then that.
It was a lovely finish.
It was a great goal, just bent it round. I love the way Tyrone Mings dived out the way. Superb defender.
26 million.
I don't want to 26 million. I'm not putting my face in the way of that.
Money maker.
And then, you know, they weathered the storm almost.
Did we see the difference between the Championship and the Premier League?
Yeah, 100%.
In that one moment.
And flip it back to Gabamon at Sellers Park, the same thing of that thinking you've got that extra because you're a good player, which Jack Grealish really is. Nice. I can't have the kid for a second, but he's a good footballer.
Does he wear eyeliner?
I don't know.
That's got to be the question.
Eyeliner?
No, I'm just asking. Like,
I see. For me, if I could have 5 minutes with Jack Grealish, 4 of it would be smashing him in the face with a book or a wet fish because he just does me head in. Not a hard book. Not a hard book.
Soft book.
It's like a soft book. Yeah. The other minute would be cut your hair properly and pull your socks up and wear tie-ups.
These are the worst star shouts ever.
They're not, mate. His hair.
Doesn't he have his socks very much like Tom Davies?
No, not always. No, because he doesn't have pads. And play with pads.
You've got to play with pads.
Well, let's come out.
No, you've got to play with pads.
Watch
in the rules.
He should have his socks up because then he'd become the footballer instead of like trying to be this thing that he is. But he is a good player. But you're right, it was that thing of because he's got that little bit of quality, probably in a Championship he can stride away from people and he can't get near them.
Yeah.
The edge of his box, they should have just emptied. He should have gone full Pulis and just emptied it. And he didn't. He thought he had that second to get his head up. Tackle comes in, breaks, and Harry Kane. And that's the difference of having that top quality centre forward.
Yeah. Well, it's different.
The ball broke.
Different to playing in the Premier League, though, isn't it?
I know, but you
can't do that on the edge of your box in the Premier League. It's got to be touching and go. You got to have, and that comes from the team as well. You got to have runners. You know, you look at the best teams, like City, Man United. We'll talk on in a minute, but they showed that on Sunday. They were at their best when Chelsea were in their box because they sprung so.
That was what we were.
No, but they sprung so many times, and that's what I'm saying. That's the difference in the Championship and the Premier League.
Even if you haven't got those runners because it was the 86th minute, at least empty the ball, get it to the halfway line and regroup. And he didn't, and he got caught. Kane smashes it in, and then Kane obviously pops up with a third as well. And Harry Kane showing how important for those.
Harry Kane scoring in August and his first goals at the stadium.
Place,
so that's
quite sure it won't be his last.
Well, I don't think it will be. So big win for Spurs to get the ball rolling. Newcastle, first home game of the season. Arsenal away, a lot of questions whether Arsenal can do it. And to be fair, Arsenal ground out a good win Aubameyang started the game. Good finish by him. Newcastle showed little moments. Their new signing showed little moments. Can't really take too much out of it because it's difficult. Arsenal are a decent side with decent attacking players. But maybe Newcastle Newcastle will test worse teams, but then
of course,
Arsenal.
I just thought
will be tested.
They looked very disjointed, Newcastle. They had a couple of moments which Arsenal always give you, but
they had individual moments.
Yeah,
they didn't really. Wasn't any great team play.
I just look at them and just think they're struggling. I think they'll struggle all season unless they can get on a run, get away of playing and get on a run.
It'll be the new signings.
Don't forget though, the rest of that squad isn't Premier League class, and Rafa Benitez done a fantastic job in making sure they were stable. Steve Bruce is nowhere near as talented a manager as Rafa Benitez, so they're gonna need St. Maxim, they're gonna need Joe Linton, they're gonna need Lascelles to defend properly and Shah. Otherwise, they're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
It'll
be interesting. It's hard to take.
It's a good win for Arsenal. It's difficult, but it's a good win for Arsenal. And again, talking about everything I criticised Everton for at the weekend, which I think we played really well, and we dominated the ball and 500 passes. We didn't have that cutting edge in the final third.
Getting that chance and taking it, and that's where you got someone like Aubameyang who will take that chance.
And it makes me think of those conversations we had a few weeks ago where it was like Arsenal said he could go for 57 million, and yet we were thinking a bit of 60 million for Zaha.
You've got to take that chance for a player like him. If there's players like him available, you've got to.
If we had him, tell you what, because he got about 23 goals last season and missed 20 big chances. You know that? In the 20 big chances.
Aubameyang makes goal scoring look easy. Yeah, and that's the difference. Yeah. Whereas Don Calvert-Lewin makes it look hard at times. But everything he does, and I like him, but he makes it look difficult.
He does.
And that's the difference with players, and that's the difference with players all over the pitch.
Yeah.
I watched the Man United, moving on to Man United. Harry Maguire, honestly, you're not his biggest fan, but honestly, he made it look easy. Wan-Bissaka made it look easy. Honestly, no one got past them all day. And I'm not saying that'll be the case every week.
No.
But they made it look easy, and that's what we say about Virgil van Dijk. As much as we don't like him, but he makes it look easy, and that's what the best players do. And when you see a player huffing and puffing and having little moments and stuff like that, but they're the players that they're struggling to get to that level. Whereas Maguire, the whole thing about Maguire is that it's his first game at Old Trafford. He's only been at United for a week, and he looked every bit part of what. No, I'm just saying.
We'll have a chatting about November about Maguire.
Baz, he's a good defender.
He's decent.
He's a good defender. But
he's decent.
He's got that. For me, in this match, he had that thing that you want good players to do, which is know they belong. I think at times.
Who's he up against?
Well, listen, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking. No.
I'm saying he was
he was up against Abrahams, I think. But the point being is that he looked like he belonged, and that's what I'm saying about some players. Some players run round like almost like they've been given won a competition, and that's what I'm saying. Wan-Bissaka massively impressed me on Sunday, but it's that idea of going into a club like Man United and not being daunted, and I think that's what I found interesting about both of those players. Chelsea came and huffed and puffed in the first half. They were all right, but for me, and I know they've got players to come back, but it's you wouldn't think you'd say this about Chelsea. It's will they have the goals in them? Will they have the goals in them this season? Against a lot of teams they will, but against the top side, will they? And the other thing we're saying, and this has been a general theme of this show, is in the second half they let United do the same thing over and over and over and over again, which was the counter-attack. And they've ended up running away 4-0.
It's weird, isn't it? Because we beat Chelsea in April 2-0, and it should have been 4 or 5. And they started that game brightly with Hazard, and then Everton got a grip and got in front and just ran away with the game on the counter-attack. And they've got a new manager and it's still happening. Is that the players slipping back into it? Teams like United, who've got pace like Martial and Rashford on the break, Jesse Lingard. If you're playing, allowing them to break quickly on, you're playing into their hands. It's. But I suppose day one and Lampard's team and.
Can't say he's going to be huge for them this year.
Can't say he'll be massive.
He's going to be
because he'll play where he.
Because he's going to have to sit and protect that back four.
But he used to, didn't he?
The back four looked.
That's his best position.
Looked shaky, and I know they've got players to come back. But the problem is, it's all right saying got players to come back, got players to come back.
Who've they got to come in?
Well,
You've got Rudiger, who apparently they're trying to rush him back,
and he'll be the he'll be like the number one.
He'll be the number one.
But they've got the other kid next.
So Zuma will go out.
What's his name? Christensen.
Got Christensen, the young lad next to him. If I was Lampard, I'd just go full Conti and go 3 at the back.
I thought you were going to go for the weave.
I'll go for the weave as well and dive into the crowd if you want, but I'd play the 3 at the back because I think that'd work better for Chelsea. Because for Tammy Abraham, when they had Hazard, I could understand them almost playing 4-3-3 because he's like a wide striker and he was the best player in the league, let's be honest. But individually, he's fantastic. Now when I look at them, I think the wide players are Pedro, who's still a fabulous footballer, but getting on a little bit, and he's not really. Does he do enough when he's wide? I don't know. Willian, who I think's good, but they don't like him.
Pulisic never started.
Pulisic, who's got to settle into the league as well. So I'd be tempted to go
young lad.
3-5-2 again.
I think,
and have Giroud, and then have someone like Tammy Abraham working with him. So you're almost protecting Abraham with the experience.
I think where they're gonna struggle this season is that last season they were a club that you could rely on them to go to a Brighton or a Burnley or whoever, pick up those away wins, maybe 2-0, 3-0. Hazard to get that breakthrough goal, and then they go on. Then it's whether they've got a player who can get that breakthrough goal without allowing the other team to come into the game.
Are you worried about them? For us?
Am I worried about them?
Everton.
I'm not worried about anyone.
So what I mean is, if Everton are playing in this,
I'm worried about us. No, I'm worried about us. Because I look at Everton and think, well, it doesn't matter what anyone else does. If we don't get our things sorted, then we're not going to get into the top 6. I don't worry about anyone else. I look at teams like Man United, Man City and Liverpool and think we're not catching them. I look at Spurs and think we're not catching them. I look at everyone else and think, well, we might catch them, but the only way we're going to catch them is if we start scoring goals.
So that's kind of what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is over the season, because Everton will get better, Chelsea will get better, but I look at them and think, they're not miles ahead of us. They don't.
Them and Arsenal
and United. Honestly, I look at them.
I think United after the first weekend, I would look at United and go, what United have done is United have corrected a couple of areas that they were bad at last year, and putting 2 into your defence is it. And what they've also done, United, is they've established how they want to play, and they're using the players like Rashford and Martial to play that way, and Daniel James, they've got someone to come off the bench. They've got Lukaku out, who they basically looked at and thought he was a negative. So they've decided how they want to play, and they've put players into the team that allows them to play that way. So they're going in the right direction. I look at Chelsea and I think all they've done is lose. They've lost players and they've lost a manager and everything. I look at Arsenal and I think they've bought good players, but they need those players. Because for me, what they need is a centre-back and a centre midfielder. Now, David Luiz, who knows? Maybe he could come in and be that kind of player they need. That kind of leader at the back. Just someone who just galvanises them a little bit.
He's better than... He for me, will be playing defensive midfield.
Yeah.
Because I think he can get them through games playing there. I think centre-back, he's not...
But I definitely think United are the one out of those 3 teams that have done more to correct what was bad last season. Chelsea...
We'll see, won't we?
Chelsea just needed to keep building, but they haven't. They've had to take a step back, and there's reasons. They didn't like the manager, and they've had a transfer ban, and they've lost Hazard. That's three big reasons. But Everton we have to look at that and go, well, that's what we've got to catch. But we ain't going to know anything for a good month until everyone settles down.
United don't convince me at all. For getting final third, got some great players, had great players last season. Centre mid, I think they've missed the trick. They've got McTominay, all right. Pogba is great when he's on it. We know that if he gets a cob on again in a couple of weeks, he'll be off it. And I think Maguire's decent and Wan-Bissaka's got a lot of potential, but you know, there's defence that they've still got Luke Shaw. Any defence that has Luke Shaw in, you've got an opportunity. And if it's Lindelof or whatever, they can be got at United quite comfortably. So, be interesting to see. Like you say, it's difficult to make that assumption, but yeah, off just on the transfer window, you would say that United have done more to correct their faults than Arsenal were very good anyway going forward. They've bought Nicholas Pepe, he's a fantastic player. But it's all about that. Like Kieran Tierney, obviously he'll come in, he's a good player, but he can't defend, he's great going forward. If it was me, I'd have David Luiz in midfield, protect him.
And the other game we've sort of mentioned before was Leicester versus Wolves, two of the teams that are, challenging. Wolves have just come off the back of a Europa League, and as I say, they'll get through to the group stage, and once that kicked off, it'll be interesting to see how their squad copes with that. Leicester, I think, had more passes than anyone else this weekend.
Did they?
Yeah, I think
not a surprise, is it?
Over 600, so that's, but they didn't score. They've got like a 3-man midfield now, playing with the wing fullbacks being pushed right on, so they are going to have a lot of the ball. It's just whether, it's interesting because they've got Vardy. If they've got players in midfield who want the ball a lot, are they going to be able to spring Vardy enough? And is that going to take away from their over?
Who did they have in midfield? Tielemans and Diddy and Maddison?
No, I think they had that new kid, didn't he? The lad from Sampdoria playing for them, I think.
Oh, Pryor did he play?
Yeah, I think he played for them. I think it was a 4-2-3-1, was he?
So they had Diddy protecting, then they had Perez, Tielemans, Chaldry, Maddison and Vardy. And then second half they brought on Barnes and Albrighton. Pryor was on the bench. So, for them they've got the defence. Pereira's good, Chilwell's good, but Johnny Evans, and they've got Soyuncu, the Turkish defender. I don't know whether for them, Vardy's a great player, but like you said, he's great when you suck teams in and bang and he's in down the back. If they can get him in.
We'll wait and see. Anyway, this has been the first Premier League show of the season. As I said, I don't think it's going to settle down for a good month anyway now.
After the internationals, it'll start settling on.
There you have it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments on anything. VAR, what are your thoughts? Let us know. Let us know your thoughts on VAR. Maybe get some videos in to ask us about VAR or whatever for Tuesday topic or just in general. Let us know. Thanks for watching Toffee TV. See you later.